Welcome to Misfits by Design, an interview series curated to gather rebel intel from midlife women who are growing old on their own terms. I'm Rhiannon, and this project is my 50th birthday present to myself. Today, I have my friend Soon on the call. She is an amazing influencer, both in the for-profit world and the nonprofit world. We've known each other for some months, and her sheer just story impacted me so significantly. I knew I wanted to capture her wisdom to help guide how I build my blueprint for the second half. So first, Soon, thank you so much for taking the few minutes to be with me today.
Oh my gosh, if it takes this just to see your face, I'm happy to do it.
Oh my gosh, that means so much to me. Okay, so I have 5 or 6 questions, but I'm going to start with a question that I was personally told never to ask a lady. How old are you?
I just turned 51 2 months ago.
Okay, I love that. You are over the bridge that
Yeah.
I am getting ready to embark on. So this is going to be super fun. All right. So currently, like in this chapter of your life, like what are you pouring like your heart and soul into?
Well, to me, I'm really in this focus of figuring out where I can give the most impact. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like just building my business, starting 3 businesses, starting a nonprofit. I feel like I've done good work, but to
Yeah.
me, it's to get a little bit more insular. And to me, all the things that bind my background is strong women. And so I built the foundation to support strong women, to be around strong women. So I'm really giving myself a chance to really dig deep into helping other women.
Oh my goodness. Yay for all of that. And I love watching your journey on social media. And I'm looking forward to witnessing you as you unfold and like blossom into this next iteration of self.
Oh.
So let me jump into these questions so we can like gather your goodness. So, at this phase, what is one rule about life, about being a woman, a midlife woman, a mom? What's a rule that you like to break?
Well, I have so many. Do you want me to give you like 50 for your birthday?
I love it.
But but you know what I hear a lot, and I'm watching all this media around like Forbes 30 under 30, 40 under 40, and then I hit 50. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. And so for me, the rule is like when you're on the second half of your life that you're supposed to start winding down. And
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I think I'm winding up. It's like I think I've finally figured out like what is it that I love? What is it that
Yeah.
I'm good at? And how do I go deeper? So I'm actually feeling like I'm in this building phase. So the
Yeah.
rule I would break is like 50 is not a time to coast. It's honestly the time to be your best self. So I'm excited for you.
Yeah. And you know, it's interesting because I'm feeling more equipped than ever to create. And I mean, I pay respect and honor to the wonderful things that I've helped influence younger in my younger years. But you're right. Like I feel pretty excited. Like, man, I'm confident. I have the skill set. I have the community, the influence, the know-how to like really kind of shake up the universe, and it feels exciting, so I'm so glad that you said that.
Yeah. And you know what? And I think you don't become yourself until you've made a few mistakes that you've learned from. Right. And so to me, it's like when you hit 50, it's like you've made enough mistakes to learn from, but not enough where you can't continue to move forward and grow. So
Right.
it's an awesome place to be.
Yay. Okay, so question number 2. You know, I have found, and I'm sure you've found as well, like in our peers, whether it's our direct peer group or just in general, not everybody is entering this phase of life with the same level of confidence.
Yeah.
So if you were to look at a woman who's really struggling to gain the ground underneath her feet to embark on this next journey with some gusto, what's a piece of advice that you would give?
Well, I mean, when it comes to listening to yourself and your intuition, I think about like there's nobody who's ever going to live your life in your lived in experiences like you. And to
Yeah.
me, it's like I always believe like there's nothing you can do that you can't unravel. But,
Yeah.
and that most of the time you regret the things that you don't do, not the things that you do. So trust
Yeah.
your intuition. If you want to start a business, start that business. If it doesn't work, you've learned a shitload
Yeah.
and you
Right.
can move forward with it. So there's not much you can't unravel. There's
Yeah.
nobody is ever going to live their life as well and thoughtful as you. So take your
Yeah.
own intuition and move forward.
Yeah. It's interesting because a guiding light for me, like I either learn or I win.
Mhm.
That's it. Goes into
I
either
love
bucket.
that.
There's
Yeah.
really no gray, right? That
Gosh, I have to write that. This is recorded, right? I have to write that down.
amen, sister.
I
Yeah,
love it.
experience sharing with each other. I mean, I really feel like that's what this project is about, and also just sisterhood in general. Like, we aren't competing.
Yeah.
We're on the same team, and we want all the boats to rise in the tide. And yeah,
I mean, if you're around successful people, you learn so much.
yeah,
If you are the smartest person in the room, you don't learn very much.
that's
And
great
it took
advice.
me a while to learn that, like when you're young, and maybe not when you're young, maybe when you're inexperienced, you could be 50 and think this way, but
Yeah,
you think, okay, I need to be the smartest person in the room. So where do you go from here? Right.
yeah.
And so it's really important to be around successful people.
Yeah, yeah, and be open with sharing
Yeah,
the
that's right.
tidbit of goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, a couple more questions. So, in which area of your life have you become more courageous or louder, like in this chapter?
Yeah, my background is PR, so I'm so used to being behind the microphone. I'm writing speeches for CEOs, I'm writing speeches for chief marketing officers, and I think I've got to a point in my life that I feel like I can write my own speeches. I can talk about the things that I care about the most, and I'm comfortable doing that. 2 years ago, I joined this group called How Women Lead, and one of
Wow.
their credos is be unabashedly visible. And I just really love that.
Yeah.
And what that means is you speak your mind to buid this community. And I think and one of the things they talk about is women need to, you know, really be seen and heard to be able to create change because your goals don't happen in silence. And so it's been hard for me to do that actually, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But, I have to really think about like manifesting the things that I want. So if I
Yeah.
talk about the things that I care about, it's amazing the magnet that comes from doing those things.
Yeah. Be unabashedly visible.
I love that.
Man, I'm taking that one. That's so good. And it does push my edges as well. It's easy
Yeah.
to just, we've been trained like to be seen and not heard. And we're like,
Yes.
busting.
Definitely one of the things. And, me being in the PR background, I'm so used to propping other people up, promoting
Yeah.
other people. And so
Yeah.
it's time for me to really think about like, what are the things that I care about? And it's okay to talk about those things and promote those things.
I can't wait to hear more about it. All of it. Okay, cool. So this last question has to do with beauty. And I
Mm,
ask it from a very selfish place. I've really struggled. I live in Las Vegas part time. So I've lived in a community that's placed a lot of emphasis on youth and beauty. And I've just been caught up, I'll say.
yeah.
And I am wondering at this point in your life, how has your definition of beauty shifted
Yeah.
or you perceive beauty?
Yeah. I mean, I love this. It's such a timely, great question,
Yeah,
especially in this explosion of this concept of anti aging. I hate that term.
me
It's not
too.
possible right now. Like you might get rid of wrinkles. I get the terminology, but I struggle with the definition.
Yeah,
I come from an Asian background, so aging is revered, right? Your grandelders are, grandparents or elders are revered. And I think probably your background too, right? And so I struggle with this. And so I really value my elders and I value the concept of aging, but I'll be real. Like once you hit 50 or maybe whatever age that is, when I hit 50, honestly, I started to say, oh, wow, like I'm aging. My face looks different, right? But how I've really thought about this is as I'm looking at people who are older than me and I'm looking at people who are, let's say, 30 and 60, right?
yeah,
Actual beauty is how they age. It's not the aging, it's how they age. When I see a woman who's 50 or 60, she might have a few wrinkles in there, but she carries herself well. She's
yeah,
kind. She glows. I think she's gorgeous. When I
yeah,
see a 25, 30-year-old who is, you know, over makeup, too much makeup, not kind,
yeah,
selfish, uninspiring. I think
Yeah.
they're ugly. So
Yeah.
my like my view of beauty and aging is, this concept of, first of all, aging is a absolute pleasure, because if you don't age, you're done, right? I mean, if you don't, I mean, like, aging is part of life, and I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Every
Me too.
single birthday, honestly, should be a blessing.
Oh
But
my
on
good.
the flip side, getting real, like, it's hard to see yourself aging, but when you see people do it gracefully and you see how beautiful they are. I've seen some 70-year-old women who, when she walks into a room, everyone looks at her because she's
Yeah.
glowing. She's like a magnet. So
Right.
I want to be her. I want to be the magnet for aging.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you demonstrate that, and I will follow in your footsteps.
Well,
Okay,
happy
cool.
birthday. Oh my gosh. I'm so pleased to spend time with you. And you
Thank
have
you.
that goal already. So don't worry.
Thank you. I'm inspired to hold on to it. You know what I mean? So,
Even in
okay, you've dropped some nuggets of wisdom. How can and is it okay for people who want more soon? How do they find you? How do we follow along with your blossoming?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time, just thinking through my goals for my foundation. And so that helps women. So you can follow us on Boundless Futures Foundation or me on LinkedIn personally. I do something on Mondays called Boundless Mind Mondays, where I really decipher my biggest learning or insight for the week, and hopefully that will help others. It's either it's personal and professional. So,
Yeah.
just to me, you have to always keep learning, and hopefully, my Boundless Mind Mondays can help people think that through.
And Boundless Mind Mondays, is that posted on both LinkedIn and
Yep. And yep.
personal site?
Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. So we will link everything, but I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time. I truly, the moment I met you, I felt like you are the glitch in the aging matrix that I want to learn from. And
Oh,
all of this information, will help me personally. This is a slight selfish endeavor. I just believe it'll help influence me in the most positive way. But then I also hope that through the sharing, that the little nuggets of wisdom can really influence other women who might not be feeling as confident moving through this like midlife era. And so I am happy to be on this journey with you. And I'm so thankful to call you a friend.
well, thank you so much. This is the most beautiful project you can give anyone. Thank you for your time.
Thank you soon.